So now in my recording area. So this is what the Stream Deck here looks like. So there's the sleep button. There's the little unbox button. It does nothing right now because it's not set up. But going to the next one. This is the Stream Deck Plus. The Stream Deck MK2 I have. So if you press it, there's the icons. There's this icon. There's this icon. So if you press this one, takes me to here. If you press this one, it closes my open window on my TV. This switches this TV right here in front of me, and from my bed into the Apple TV. If I press this, it goes home. If we press this guy, it takes me to the remote for my LG TV. This is the OK button, so all that like that. The reason why there's a 1 on here because I had multiple Stream Decks here. And so I was just name labeling them 1 and stuff like that. And so next is the Stream Deck Plus. Here's the Stream Deck Plus, and so basically these are the custom icons. So if we take this, it adjusts the volume on this TV. So if this just adjusts the volume inside OBS. This one is just the audio for the output, and this one is the output from the microphone. This is input number 1. So if you press input number 1, what you saw in OBS change was this. So if we press this, got input number 1, it changes it to that one there. And if we press input number 2, it changes it to my production window computer. If we press input number 3, it takes me to my MacBook, which needs a custom wallpaper, but I have to remake another one. So then there's a mirror. Mirror does nothing right now since there's nothing hooked up to right now, but you can see that what it looks like. So, and if we basically just press PC3, it takes me back to my workstation. And then if we press this one, it opens up. I guess I can press it. I don't know if it's open. Let me check. Oh, it's not open. So let's see. So now let's try it. Let me show you. So if we press this guy, where my finger's at. It opens with the Keyboard Nitro. And you can even tie this into Home Assistant if you wanted to. So basically, let me just show you how it's supposed to be. So it didn't work because of. So there you go. So that's what happened. So it didn't close all the way. So basically, since we were using Wavelink, it didn't open all the way. So now if we press this, it opens Wavelink. So it opens Wavelink, and then it opens OBS. Then it opens Finder, rearranges it like so. And then if we press this again, and as you can see, the icon is custom. So if you press this, so it closes. So now let me show you. Give me a second. My TV had an update, so now let me just show you my Stream Deck that I use for control of my recording computer. So my actual main recording computer. So basically, if you press daily on, it turns on just a couple things. If you press the recording on, it turns on all the stuff. If you press monitor on, it just turns on the monitor and some other stuff. And I don't have it all. So if we press tablet on, it turns on my drawing tablet. If we press restart, it restarts Home Assistant and clears the orphan files. Then if we press this guy, which is desk light, which is the lights up here, room light, which is light behind me, PC 1 through 6 basically switches between each PC with like keyboard and mouse. So if we basically press 1, it switches it to that computer over here. If we switch it to 2, it switches it to the gaming computer over there. If we switch it to 3, it switches it to this computer. And then number 4 switches it to my laptop here. Number 5 switches it to my the one you see right here, that's nothing. And then number 6 switches it to my server, and number 1 switches it to the computer, 2 mouse, 3 to that computer, 4 to my MacBook. And then fan 1 through 4 turns on the fan there in the closet area, and then the one behind me over there. And then the capture turns on the capture cards, and then the actual sleep button just sleeps. And so now if you go to capture, and as you can see, when I move it, it goes through actually there. We have all those here. It just switches the inputs of the ATEM to like there. Now this one just is the remote for the Apple TV. They're all nice and custom. I tried to mimic the Apple TV remote because this is the Apple TV remote. It's black, white, and gray. But I just didn't use any white. I just used black. The only white I used is on the TV part. And so if we press the number 2, if we press TV, you switch what's on like this one onto here. And so this guy is just the volume. So if we basically press the volume for this guy, turns up the volume there. And if we mute it, it mutes it. And then we have the LG remote itself, which does the same exact thing on this TV. But as for this TV, we have one for over there. And then if we press home on all these, so if we for example press LG, where the LG logo was, there's the home logo. If we press it, it's back there. If we press it there, it's there. If we press here, it takes a home here, moves LG here. So if you look, it's just because it was how I set it up. So basically, if we press here and then here, it takes you back to the home. If you press here, it takes you there. So just to make it easier, instead of either pressing home here to like go to all of them, I just had it so it was in the same exact spot, because to make it kind of look cohesive. All these icon colors are custom that I made. So from here, and if you notice, some of them, like these icons, are in the same order here. But if you go to record, they're in opposite directions. So for example, some of these are in opposite directions. For example, like these ones, mainly because of I wanted it to look kind of different. This one is the only non-different one because I just basically, since this was the only one of its kind at the time, not the kind. So since this, I wanted this to match this to match this to match that, and these are the only separate ones on there that didn't have their own thing. But since I totally redesigned it how it is, these are the only ones gonna be up here. This is gonna move up here. This is gonna move down here, and this one is going. These are 3 gonna be gone, because these were, if you press this one, it turns on the VMware Smart Plug. If you turn on this one, it turns on the other smart plug, which is Couch. This one turns on the other one, which is Overview. But and since I basically redesigned it, Overview, Couch, and where it doesn't do anything specifically anymore. So, because how I had it was when you press this one, it basically could do individual recording. You press this does individual recording, this does individual recording. I had that for like one of each of these. But since I basically just redesigned it, so if I press start here, it will start streaming and recording, and I can just switch between here. And since it basically makes the shorts basically kind of different, it will be kind of different like that. But I also forgot to show you in the last part how I have OBS set up in the end. So normally I just disable scenes. I disable sources. I disable scene transition. I disable vertical scenes, vertical sources, and vertical transition. I mean, vertical transitions, controls. I also disable toolbar. I disable source toolbar, dock toolbar, source icons, which makes it look like this. Then I take this and move it all the way to the left, so to keep it locked like this. And so when I basically, when I go to scenes, so if I go, and then I have it start here at start 1, so now when I normally start the scene, it ends up like this. And so normally that's how I would have it start. What I would ideally like to do is basically somehow have my start bar, like the audio bar, somehow over here, under here, kind of. I would totally like that, but the problem is, if I have it just here, it takes up so much real estate. So, and if you go back to here, down to scenes, find this one with an actual audio track, it looks like this. So if we go here and then make it vertical, that works out perfectly fine. But basically, if we go to here, right here, it's how it looks. And so now all we got to do is go 0 scenes, and it looks like this, which is a lot better and a lot bigger. So, but my issue I have is that's my only issue I have is that it's nice, but basically when you set it up, so it would basically just be kind of like a single thing like this. It still eats up a lot of space. So normally I usually have wavelength right here, and so I can't have it much bigger than this. And so I would have it like this. And so that's how I would have it, honestly, but I can't have it much smaller than that, mainly because of it is kind of pushing it. So yeah, that's the way I would honestly have it. Like this would be kind of ideal, but then I have to figure out how to put like 2 recordings on there. So like I would have to do this like this is how I would have it, honestly. I would have to have it something like this. And then kind of hoping I can actually have something like this. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I hope you liked it. And this was a long time video made to record all of this stuff. It took about 6 months, I would say. It took a while, so just almost done editing it after I'm recording this part. This was the final part, and the parts you saw before was basically have been fixed. Like other than the part about the little icon part that I was just talking about, like the OBS thing, because that is gonna be fixed after the end of this video. So talk to you later. Bye.